Hi everybody, it's a sprinkle of Kel here, and we are going to be making an apple pie. Now, a lot of people think that an apple pie, they should use Granny Smith's. I think they just hold their form a bit better, but I've used Pink Ladies before. They're much more sweeter, which means that you don't have to add as much sugar to the when you make the filling for the pie. So yeah, this recipe my mum had written it on this really old cookbook, so I don't know how old it is. It's definitely pre-90s, so I loved it. My family loves it, so I thought I would share it with you guys. For this pie, I'm going to be using 6 apples. They're medium-sized apples. And here I'm just cutting out the core of the apple and just making sure there's no seeds in there. And now I'm just peeling all the skin off the apples and placing them into the dish, and I'll give them a quick rinse after. Here I'm just adding about 3/4 cup of water and 2 heaped dessert spoons full of sugar to the apples and stewing them. You only just want a little bit of water at this stage. You can always add it more as the apples tend to get mushier, but just make sure you keep an eye on it because you don't want it sticking to the bottom. So just let it bubble away. If you're not happy with the apples are still firm and the water's running out, just add a bit more water, okay? But just only add in like a little bit at a time, especially when they're becoming a bit more mushy, because you don't want it to be a soup. You want it just to have just the right consistency for the fillings. Also add in 2 cloves just to give that filling a little bit of extra flavour. It's looking really good. So I've just got it on a bit of a high simmer at the moment, just so we can get those apples stewing a bit quicker. And they are, yeah, it smells bloody good. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see, it's got like a nice syrup. Okay, it's not like soup. Okay, I can still stir it and it doesn't slop everywhere, so that is a good consistency and that's what you want. Otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Okay, yummy. Right. So now we've just got to let it cool. Meantime, if you want to turn the oven on to about go 180. I'm going to turn mine to just 170-ish, 70, because this oven's a bit of a dodgy one and it is known to burn stuff. Okay, now I've just added 250 grams of margarine, and I've also added 250 grams of brown sugar. Make sure that you combine both ingredients really well, make that creamy texture. Then add 2 eggs to the mixture. Now to the mixture you want to add in 2 cups of plain flour. So the easiest way to mix this is just using the back of your spoon. That way you get to press in the flour and get the flour to stick to the mixture. Okay, the next thing you need is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of mixed spice.
Okay, so now we're just putting the flour on the base of the pan, just so it doesn't stick to that, that baking paper. And then we're also going to be adding some flour to the mixture because we are going to be applying the base of the apple pie. Okay, so now we're going to be putting on the top of the pie. So you need a sheet of baking paper, and then you put the rest of your pie crust mix onto the baking sheet, and then you press it flat into a circle shape. Now we're adding in the filling, which is cooled, and we're just smoothing out it on the surface with a spoon. Then we put the lid of the pie on top, cutting off the excess if needed. This is where you can get a little bit fancy. You can make a pattern around the edge, do whatever you'd like.
So now we're going to put these in the oven, and again the oven is at 180. And we want that crust on top to be nice and brown. So there you have it, folks. I was right. The oven did slightly burn the edge, but I know my oven, I knew I was going to do it anyway. I put on the top, as it cooled, some butter. Then I sprinkled it with cinnamon and sugar, just for the topping as well. This is the end product. And we're just going to cut into it so you can get to see what it should look like. But there you go, you can see got your lovely filling in the center there. Okay, lovely apple pie filling, and you've got a nice crumbly pastry, and that's what's important. So voila, there you go. I'm thinking for Saturdays I'll cook a recipe. So this is the first one, which is the apple pie. And yeah, if there's any requests for a certain type of dish, like a pasta or a cake or pretty much anything, I'll see what I've got in my little recipe books and I'll give it a crack. But yeah, all right, see you in the next video. Thank you, bye.